to Couch Warrior TV on YouTube. I am the Couch Warrior, and this is a quick update on the Character Crusade Unbound project. First of all, wanted to give a big thank you to all of you who are getting so involved in the project. We are 1 week after the first episode, and we still have people joining up and creating characters to come along with us for the ride. We've got 2 weeks left until the next episode, so plenty of time to create a random character following the guidelines and still hit the 8 to 12 level cap. Those first levels go really, really quickly. So if you have been considering getting involved, now is a great time to do it. Simply go out to unbound.charactercrusade.com and review the rules. We have some people who are using other tools available on Steam Workshop to generate random characters, even using dice and notebooks. We've got a lot of people doing it. The tool that you use is not what to emphasize here. The process is what we're going to emphasize, and the discussion that it generates. That is what is important. So if you've been holding off getting involved thinking you don't have access to the right tools or don't have enough time, you got plenty of both, okay? Even if you just create a character randomly using dice and a notebook, that's a great way to do it. So again, if you're interested in learning more about the play rules, go out to unbound.charactercrusade.com. We also have a really active community on Discord. You can get there by going to discord.charactercrusade.com. You don't need to be a Patreon supporter or anything like that to get involved. We have text channels out there for Unbound announcements, Unbound character profiles, and Unbound discussion. And we've got a really friendly crew out there. Get out there, ask a few questions if you need some assistance or guidance on anything. There's always someone there to answer your questions. So feel free to do that. Don't hesitate to get involved. Don't feel like you don't have enough time, because you do. And especially at early levels. The levels come quickly. So with 2 weeks to hit that level 12 cap, now is the time to get involved. It's going to be a little harder later on to hit the level caps as leveling slows down. So I think I'm guessing probably 80 or 90% of the people who are involved in the Unbound project hit the first level cap in a week. That's, 1 or 2 game sessions. I know for me, I did 2 game sessions and hit the level 12 cap, no problem. And with 2 weeks to go, there's plenty of time. Now, the thing that I want to emphasize here is that we have had some discussions. We've been following conversations going on Discord. Joe and I have gotten together and kind of worked through what we think the larger structure of this project is going to be. And also some discussions about what we can do to help facilitate feedback on this. And we have put together, I think, what is a really nice way to sort of encapsulate this entire thing, while also accommodating those of you who want to provide feedback in the forum and are finding the 300 character limit to be too restrictive. All right. So what this has done is it is inspired a much larger conversation between Joe and I about the overall structure of this thing, and not just what we want to do now, but what we want to do in the future. So here it is. This is what we've got. Character Crusade Unbound is going to be a total of 8 podcasts. All right. It's going to be a total of 8 podcasts, and we are going to try and advance these characters to whatever level is reasonable in 8 episodes. So basically what that means is we are going to be podcasting every other week. So you're looking at 8 episodes, which is 16 weeks, which is basically 4 months to play these characters. Every single episode of the podcast, we are going to be concluding the podcast with a homework section. The homework section will include both a level cap for the next episode, as well as a little bit of homework that you can do that will help you on the role play side. And we're going to be reviewing that in detail every episode. So what's basically going to happen is we will be advancing these characters over the course of 8 episodes or 4 months. And the whole program is going to basically culminate in a finale episode. Episode 8 will be a finale episode. And the way that we are going to structure that episode is we are going to do a lottery. If you're interested in doing a more full description of your character and having us read it. The episode 8 is that finale episode is going to be all about that. And what we're going to do is there'll be some more announcements coming out about this, but we really want to have it be a nice capper for this whole thing. So we'll be putting in place a lottery that will allow you to submit longer descriptions of your character play experience, things that you've learned, stuff like that. And we'll be doing a drawing to see which of those we're going to read on that episode. And it will be a 3 to 4 hour kind of celebration of the end of the Unbound project and all the things that we've learned and the experiences that we've had. We will also be looking for a fun and interesting way to get people directly involved in that episode 8 finale via Skype. So we're going to be getting people from the community in on the podcast. We will also probably be doing a lottery for that as well, based on people who might be interested in that kind of thing. More information will be coming out about how that will come together. Now, you may be asking, why are we stopping at level 8? Well, that's 4 months to play these characters. I think what we want to do is we want to do more of these experiments. So the plan is we're going to go 8 episodes, and then we're going to basically break down our year into 3 seasons of 4 months each. So when Unbound has completed, we're going to do the next Character Crusade experiment. We're going to focus on a different way to experience this game. And we're going to lay out a new set of rules, and we're going to do it again. And every time we do it, we're going to be focusing on something completely different, right? We're going to focus on a different aspect of the game, a different way to play the game, and more experimentation. All right, so it's going to be sort of an ongoing structure. It'll help to keep things fresh. It'll also allow us to create new characters and have new experiences in new ways and change things up, which I think is great. So we're looking at approximately an 8 episode or 4 month interval. As to the submission form is going to stay the same, but what we're going to do is we're going to open it up. Okay, we're basically going to go on the honor system, but there are some criteria that we want to lay out here. What the form is for you to submit questions and updates about your characters. Now, when I say updates, I want also to just add the caveat that, firstly, be respectful. Understand that when you're submitting to that form, you're submitting content that we may be reading on the show. So brevity is key, all right? So point 1 is brevity is key. Understand that whatever you're submitting, we end up having to read. And also, whatever you're submitting is going to be packed into a time frame that will be shared with other people who are also making submissions. So if you submit something that's really lengthy, if we choose to read that, we're also going to be taking time away from opportunities other people have to talk about their character experiences. So, honor system, no character limits. Rule 1 is brevity, be respectful. Rule 2, I got these written down over here. Rule 2 is we are more inclined to read submissions that generate interesting discussion, which means that if you have a question embedded in there, or if you've got character information or updates on your character's story that add context to a good discussion question, you are more likely to get read on the show. Remember, we're not looking for regurgitations of what your character has done. We're looking for good discussion points. Information on what your character has done and their history and all that stuff. That is what Discord is for. And that is what we're doing there. Okay? So point number 2 then is something stimulating, something that will add to the discussion, something that will present a question that everyone can benefit from, and feel free to add character story information to that as long as it provides context to the larger question that we're going to be discussing with your post. Okay? So rule 1, brevity. Rule 2 is context and discussion focused. Rule 3, option 3. Item 3, if you will. We are going to extend the amount of time that we'll be spending on Unbound Mail. All right? So the original plan was we were going to do 2/3 upfront discussion, 1/3 was Unbound Mail. In a podcast, which is typically going to be about 3 hours, that would have been 2 hours and 1 hour. We are going to extend that by 30 minutes, and we're going to make it a 50-50 split. So half of our time will be spent in discussion of our characters and experiences, all right? And then we will take a break, and then after that will be Unbound Mail. So we're going to extend the amount of time we have to talk about your questions, and then we're also going to be opening it up and allowing you to send us as much material as you want to with these rules in mind. All right. So that is the plan going forward. I think it's really exciting. I believe that one of the things that is really going to make this good is the fact that we know we've got an ending time, and that at the end of that time, we're going to start another experiment. Okay, so one of the things we're also going to be doing along the way is, in order to make sure that we get these level caps right, we're going to be sending polls out to you. These are polls that will be conducted through the Couch Warrior TV YouTube channel. So you don't need access to anything special like Twitter or anything like that. If you're a subscriber, a follower of the Couch Warrior TV channel, and presumably you are if you're watching this podcast, you'll be able to access these polls, which will be conducted in the community tab of the Couch Warrior TV channel homepage. All right. When we send those out to you, it'll be probably through Discord. So if you're not involved in Discord, make sure you get involved. I'm not necessarily going to be able to send out an invite every single time, or any kind of a video. Now, typically, if you are a subscriber to Couch Warrior TV and you've got, kind of your channel alerts set up on Couch Warrior TV, if I post something like a poll to the community channel, you'll be updated about it, and you'll be able to actually go out there and contribute to it. That's going to be vitally important, because we're going to be using that poll to ask you questions that help us understand whether or not the level caps are accurate. If you're having trouble getting to the level caps, if the level caps are too easy, or if they're right on. The other thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to be sending out polls to the community about decisions we need to make about what gets included in the finale, for example, or what the next experiment is going to be. So if you want to get involved in those discussions and keep abreast of what decisions are being made about future incarnations of the Unbound concept, you're going to want to be paying attention to that. So if you have not set up alerts on your subscription for Couch Warrior TV, I recommend you do that. Basically, what that'll do is it'll just help to ensure that you're getting alerted when I pop something in there. And that's going to, include both videos and posts that I make to the community tab, and that's where the polls will be stored. All right, so I want to thank you all very much for your participation. Things are going great. As Joe stated on Discord, this is a good problem to have, okay? The fact that people are bumping up against the limits and finding it to be frustrating is understandable and a good problem to have. Remember, we put those limits in place to start with because, we have basically 3 hours every 2 weeks in order to do this podcast, and there's only so much material that we can fit in there, and there's only 3 of us working on this, so part of the limitation was just making sure that we could handle the volume, and there is already quite a bit that's been submitted, so we've got a lot of material to go through already, and we invite you to keep sending it, okay? But again, remember, these are the rules that apply. We're opening it up, no character limits anymore, but it's on the honor system. Remember, brevity is important, and context. Anything you can send us that will stimulate discussion. We don't want reports on what your character did unless it provides context for a larger question that opens up a nice discussion topic for the show. That's what we're looking for. If you've got reports on what your character has done and their adventures, that goes into Discord. All right, so the vital information here, one more time before we go, is to get the information on the play rules and get to the submission form, go to unbound.charactercrusade.com. There you will find all the information you need. If you want to get involved in the Discord community, you can do that very easily by going to discord.charactercrusade.com. And if you want to contribute to the show and help us keep it going, for God's sake, get out there and support us on Patreon. You can do that by going to patreon.charactercrusade.com. This has been great. Thank you so much for your participation, and I will see you